Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. This is Rock and Roll Spot coming at you. Today we'll be talking about liberties taken with comic book properties when adapting them to film, focusing primarily on next year's Fantastic Four reboot being put out by Fox. First off, I just want to say I'm well aware that liberties are taken with comic book properties when they are adapted into films. There are so many liberties taken with certain origins get told pretty dead on. Superman, at least the basics. The X-Men, they're all mutants. But there's still little changes. For example, with the X-Men, William Stryker being a high-ranking member of the military and the Weapon X project. In the comics, Stryker was actually honestly, kind of a Fred Phelps before we knew who Fred Phelps was. He runs the Church of Humanity and is a reverend for said church, but he's also bigoted against mutants. And in fact, but there is also a militant arm of the Church of Humanity known as Purifiers, and so the writers of Fox were able to take God Loves Man Kills and Weapon X and just kind of squish them together, and it worked out pretty damn well, really. But yeah, like I said, liberties get taken with these all the time. However, sometimes those liberties are not entirely a good thing. And in fact, sometimes just the way things end up going with a movie, basically what I'm really getting at is that with everything that keeps coming out about this upcoming Fantastic Four reboot, I'm really not optimistic about it. Now, first off, what has been said is that it's more in line with Ultimate Fantastic Four, which, okay, you know what, that's not bad. It's a much more plausible concept for how they get their powers than the original comics, which, and in all honesty, the 05 and 07 movies, which involved cosmic radiation. So, okay, all right, I'll accept that. All right. It doesn't. However, it does not. Aside from being more in line with Ultimate FF, it apparently is not based on any real set history or story. It's just kind of oh hey, we'll just tell a new origin story, and yeah, the powers are going to be used as disabilities. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's an interesting concept, but not one that I think lends itself well to who the Fantastic Four are. On a side note, Marvel's upcoming cancellation of Fantastic Four and supposedly subsequent refusal to advertise the movie seems more like a dick move on Marvel's part than anything having to do with Fox, and probably has the intended consequence of having little to no press for the movie so that it will flop and then Marvel Studios and swoop in and say, hey, we'll buy the rights back off you. But I don't know. Then, of course, there's the casting of Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm. Now, don't get me wrong. I've never really had any problem with casting a black actor as a character as traditionally white. For example, in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. Yes, I know. One of the most reviled comic book movies ever. For some people, it's up there with Batman and Robin. But Michael Clark Duncan was cast as Kingpin. Now, when I first saw that in advertisements, I was just like, a black Kingpin? Seriously? But he's a big old white dude. Then I saw the movie, and I was amazed. Michael Clark Duncan killed the role. He was perfect. He had the presence. He had everything down. And so it was like, okay, changing up the race of a character, that's fine if it works with the character. This really just kind of seems like someone was looking at a picture of the Fantastic Four and said, hey, you know what? The team it's 4 white people on a team. This needs a black person. It just really just kind of seems like diversity for diversity's sake, and I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. Now, who knows? He could absolutely kill the role. Apparently, he says he has said in an interview that Chris Evans told him that he thinks he'll do great and to just have fun with it. So that's actually some points, for him. Also, he worked with the director on his previous film, Chronicle. More on that later. So I haven't seen Chronicle. I don't know if it's on my list or not. I hear mixed reviews, so. But, plus found footage. So, who knows? He could kill it. He could be amazing. But, like I said, it just, at the moment, with only just seeing a picture of the cast together, it still just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Anyways, moving on. Now, I mentioned Chronicle earlier, the record's previous project, and apparently it's been said that this Fantastic Four movie will have a similar feel to Chronicle. What I really want to know is why can't it feel like a Fantastic Four movie? Anyone? Yeah, that's what I thought. There's also the possibility of there being some found footage, which, why are we still doing found footage? It's just, no. The costumes are supposed to be fresh and will apparently be fresh and modern as opposed to cheesy like the old movies, which apparently this comment actually came from Michael B. Jordan, and that's another one of those moments. Just really makes me think: do they even know what they're talking about? Finally, the screenwriters also called the script grim, gritty, and grounded. Those aren't words that should be connected with the Fantastic Four. They really aren't. I mean, they're not grim and gritty. That's the whole point. They're Marvel's first family, damn it. I mean, they are. That was the whole point of the comic. And I think if this movie is being if the screenwriters are comparing it to Batman Begins, I think they just don't understand the character. They don't understand what they're working with at all, and that does not leave me feeling optimistic. Now, a side note when it comes to liberties taken is what has been recently said online by the actor cast as Dr. Doom. Apparently, Dr. Doom's origin has had some serious liberties taken. Now, in the comics, he's Reed Richards' former college roommate. He injured his face briefly during an experiment trying to rescue his mother's soul from hell, and eventually took over the small European country he hails from, known as Latveria, and promptly gave himself an honorary PhD from Latveria University, and then went on to learn to become a scientific mind on par with, and perhaps even more advanced than Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, as well as a knowledge of the mystical arts that rivals Doctor Strange. But not in this. No. He is not Victor Von Doom in this. He is Victor Doomchev, who is an antisocial programmer who posts on blogging sites under the alias of Doom. And apparently he's, if I'm understanding this correctly, he's going to be getting powers again. And that, again, that just misses the point. So basically we've got an internet troll for our villain. Why? Hell, why not use a different villain? There are other Fantastic Four villains. And with the right writer, you know what? Any character can be good. Well, presumably speaking. There are some that I think still can't be good, but I'm sure that something interesting could be done with the Mole Man. Hell, the whole Monster Island concept. That could be interesting. You know, and you end up with a huge extravaganza of special effects on that one that would look awesome. Or get into the fact that the FF, yes, they're a family, and they're also explorers. So maybe they discover the negative zone and run into Annihilus and Blastar. And I mean, that could be fun too. But we're gonna reuse Doom. On the plus side, I'm glad they're not butchering Galactus once again. This time. But more and more what I'm just seeing as the best case scenario for this movie is that it tanks so hard that basically Fox offers to sell the rights to Marvel Studios just to break even. I mean, don't get me wrong. I honestly hope that I will be proven wrong with this. I hope that the movie actually turns out to be good, and what do you know? Yeah. But everything just doesn't point in that direction. Anywho, that's all I got for today. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links to both are down below. We'll be back Wednesday with the weekly TV roundup. And as always, live long and rock hard.